Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. And thank you for finding your way to this room, which I didn't know even West Hall went this far. My name is Ali Alpay. I lead the Surface commercial marketing team, and I would like to talk to you today about what we're working on in the world of Surface. I'm sure that some of you are rolling out or are thinking about rolling out Surface devices across your organization. I'm sure that some of you are having conversations around deploying Microsoft 365. I'm sure that many of you have seen our news around Surface Hub 2 and would like to find out more today, perhaps see a demo or two. And I'm sure that some of you might have heard that we might have a device giveaway at the end of this session. Well, I will try not to disappoint. We're going to touch on all those topics today. And I want to start by thanking you once again for giving us your precious time at Ignite. We really appreciate it, and it's truly a pleasure to have you. So we often talk about Surface as bringing out the best of Microsoft 365 with our cool user features and our novel capabilities like touchscreen displays, ink and pen, and versatile form factors. And as much as we work hard on those things, and we sometimes obsess over them, and we sometimes pride ourselves in them, I'm going to talk about different things on which we work hard today. Things that might be more compelling to the IT pros in the audience. Things like Windows Autopilot to help the rollout of Surface devices across your organization. Things like Intune to help manage app and device profiles across a globally distributed workforce. Things like Windows Hello and Windows Update to keep your organization, your devices, and your users secure. And I'm going to talk about how those technologies are first and best on Surface. We in the Surface team have the luxury of working on the same campus and often in the same buildings as our colleagues building Windows and Office. And what that means is that we work hand in hand with our software counterparts to make sure that the technologies, the innovations that they're delivering come first to Surface before other OEM devices, are optimized for Surface, and ultimately really deliver a family of devices designed for modern IT that deliver a unique value proposition when it comes to Microsoft technologies. So let's talk about those technologies for a few minutes under three pillars: deployment, management, and security. IT challenges that should be familiar to all of you. And let's start by talking about deployment. So a couple of years ago, we sat down with the Windows team and a large customer, a large packaging producer, to understand the burden of corporate device reimaging on this customer. And the customer told us about what it was costing them in terms of time and money. After that conversation, Windows and Surface team spent some time together working on a concept, a concept of a cloud-based device deployment of applications, policies, and settings that could be delivered anywhere in the world, even over LTE. Fast forward 2 years, and at the beginning of 2018, we were the first device manufacturer to deliver the results of that concept, now called Windows Autopilot. And since then, we've been working closely with our cloud solution provider community to make sure that our devices are seamlessly enrolled from the Surface factory to your Azure AD environment. It is as a result of this work and our focus on deployment that when we look at the numbers, when we look at third-party research like this one that Forrester recently rolled out, comparing us to other devices, we save IT time, 2.5 hours per app provisioning request, and 25 minutes configuring each device. These are the kind of numbers that we really keep an eye on. And we also like to keep an eye on what our customers are doing with this. Recently, the Olathe Public School District in Kansas purchased 3,800 machines to move their teachers from G Suite to Office 365. And when they were doing this deployment, they knew that Microsoft technologies would help them with their education and teaching goals. But then they specifically chose Surface Pro because they knew that we could help them deploy to a lot of schools without the need of having local IT present in those schools. And these are the kind of stories that we love when we think about our deployment work. Once you've deployed your device, you're now in full management mode. And Microsoft 365 and Surface together provide you with a complete set of manageability options throughout the life cycle of the device. You can keep the device in a steady state. You can remotely wipe the device if it gets damaged or stolen or if it needs to be returned for repairs. You can remotely reset the device if it needs to be given to a new team member so that they can go through autopilot again without returning the device to a central IT. Basically, we make sure that we manufacture our devices for enrollment within Azure AD. So you can rest assured that each of the functionalities within Microsoft 365 IT deployment and management is available to you. In fact, you might have recently seen the news around Microsoft Managed Desktop Service, or MMD, which we announced last week. Bill Karagounis is doing a session today, a breakout session today, if you would like to dive deeper into it. And I'm pleased to announce that Surface will be the first device available as part of MMD. And when we look at our management efforts, again, we'll look at the numbers. And what we see here is basically reducing the time and labor that IT spends managing and updating Microsoft 365 devices, specifically Microsoft 365 powered Surface devices. And this is one of the reasons Anderson Corp recently chose Surface when they were bringing together Windows 10, EMS, and Office 365. Anderson stated to us that they saw Surface as, quote, the last mile of the Microsoft 365 experience, end quote. And we love that. The math showed Anderson that Microsoft 365 plus Surface provided a lower cost of ownership. Now, Anderson is here this week telling their story in a session called Igniting Your Microsoft 365 Deployment with Surface. We're really honored to have them tell their own story here. So I would highly encourage you to check out that session if you would like to see a great example of this. Now, when we're talking about the life cycle of the device, there comes a point sometimes in the life cycle where you have to ship that device back. And what we're hearing from the customers is that that period of time when the user ships the device back, waits for a repair or replacement, gets a new device back, that time without a machine is just painful. So we've been hearing that feedback, and we've been working on that feedback. And I'm basically pleased to announce that we're going to be bringing Advanced Exchange to Surface. Advanced Exchange is a warranty service where you will get an expedited replacement device before you send us your damaged or broken device. We will be introducing Advanced Exchange in select future generations of Surface, starting with select markets, and it will be available at no additional cost with the standard hardware warranty offering. We're going to be sharing more details on this shortly, but I'm happy to share with you today that this is coming very soon to Surface. Now, let's move on to security, the topic that keeps CIOs up at night. When it comes to Surface, our devices are built from the ground up to provide the best-in-class security. We provide exact adherence to the standards for a highly secured Windows 10 device. We implement every Microsoft advanced security features, some of them first on Surface, and some of them unique to Surface. UEFI plus TPM for encrypted security, firmware level security, firmware management via a tool called Surface Enterprise Management Mode, SEMM, that you might have heard about. And we're, of course, first to offer many features like Windows Hello biometric two-factor authentication. An interesting story here is last December, when many folks were enjoying their holidays, Surface team was actually working closely with Intel engineers on the undisclosed Spectre meltdown threat, and undisclosed at the time. In the following January, when the vulnerability was disclosed, on that first day, Surface was able to push a firmware fix by Windows Update for Business, while many other OEMs had to basically require IT staffs to pull fixes from download size and then manually push them out through management tools. As this example shows, and as many studies confirm, we basically provide TCO savings in automatic risk management, in reduction of IT complexity. And what we're all about is basically reducing the security breach costs, security breach volume, the time and money that you spend on security issues. Now, the last example that I want to share is Goldcorp. a global mining gold producer, and they've recently chosen Surface to simplify how they manage the security of their devices. They also use Windows Analytics and telemetry to basically look at the usage of their devices and the security of their devices and mitigate a lot of the issues before they arise. So let's hear from Goldcorp.
Goldcorp is a major gold mining corporation, headquartered out of Vancouver, with operations in the Americas and producing 2.5 million ounces of gold per year. We have a vision of the connected miner. We want to have the ability to communicate with them in a real-time basis and know where they're located and being able to reallocate workforce and machinery real time.
Connected Miner is a strategy to give all of our employees access.
One of the biggest challenges from an innovation perspective is always our fear for cybersecurity. One of the things that we wanted to make sure of is that we had a secure operating system that will be able to be patched remotely and that will be able to keep updated.
So we've standardized on the Surface. Everybody's using that now, from the geologists and the engineers to the admin staff, even to the truckers and scoop operators underground.
So on a regular basis, we have about 120 people working underground at any given time.
We do expect, with the release of the Surface Go and giving this to our connected miners, that we will see improved productivity. We will see improved morale, and we're expecting improved retention of our employees.
Our company is committed to growing, attracting, and retaining the best talent in the industry.
If we don't evolve, we'll be left behind.
I believe the next 10 years are going to be super exciting for mining.
Now, what you saw on that video was more than deployment, management, and security. And you saw a lot of executives, including human resources, talk about themes other than these three. Because ultimately, our work on all of these come together in a physical manifestation of a device. And if we do our job right together, this is what people see and what people love. If we do it right, deployment, management, and security fades away, and people have a device experience that they love. And if we do our job on the device right, even the device fades away. And then we're basically left with your most important asset, people, and their creativity, their innovation. We then look at these kind of numbers that are really the numbers that really matter. People saving more time on Surface, people being productive, innovative, collaborative, people taking decisions, people feeling proud to be seen with their device, people looking at decision-making, retention, culture, people loving it. And this is what we talk about when we talk about IT transforming from a cost center into a competitive differentiator with Surface. So let's bring what we just talked about to life. I'd like to introduce John and Adrienne to come on stage and show you a little demo.
Great. Thanks so much, Ali. Hi, good morning, everybody. So when we think about modern manageability and security, we think about it from a complete device lifecycle perspective. So what me and Adrienne are going to do are walk through a few examples where I'll be playing the role of an IT systems administrator, and Adrienne will be playing the role of an employee. So we're just going to give you a quick overview of what we're going to walk through. First, we're going to look at enrollment using Windows Autopilot. Then we're going to talk about the policies profiles that we can push down to the device. So we're going to push down some policies to disable features and also configure an eSIM policy. Then we're going to make sure that we're pushing apps to the device, making sure that we can check the device is compliant with those policies. And then we're going to look at completing the life cycle by looking at unenrollment, as Ali talked about earlier. So let's dive in. So I'm an IT administrator, and I'm here using my Surface Book 2 15-inch. It's really a perfect device for my needs. Super powerful, has the great 15-inch pixel sense display. So my goal is really about delivering a great experience for our employees. And Autopilot is a fantastic way to do that. It's a completely modern approach to managing devices that Surface fully supports. So within my Microsoft 365 Admin Center, I've gone into Azure Active Directory, and you can see that I've added Adrian here as a user. I've created a group for this demo_ignite, that I've added Adrian to. And now next, I need to add the device that I want to use for this Autopilot configuration. So you can see that I've added 2 Surface Pro devices here, which we've been using to test our demo. But I want to show you how easy it is just to import devices and assign them to a user. So literally, all you have to do is click on Import, and it will ask you to add a CSV file. Now, the hardware hash that's contained within that CSV file will be provided from the partner that you purchased the device from. And then as well, what we've done in Surface is to work with our partner ecosystem and allow them the ability to actually go into your Intune tenant and provide those hardware hashes in as well. And then finally, with the device that you've got all set up, you can quickly and easily assign a user to it from any user in your Azure Active Directory. So then the next thing that we need to do is configure our actual deployment profile. So this is the profile that we're going to be using for this demo, and you can see that in the out-of-box experience, we're saying that we'd like to hide the end-user license agreement showing up, hide privacy settings, make it a really streamlined experience. So Adrian, why don't you go ahead and check it out?
Yeah, so I'm not the most tech-savvy employee. I love when my tech just works, it fades to the background. I don't have to call the help desk, and I don't have to bother my awesome IT guys. So I'm super lucky because my company issued me this new Surface Pro with LTE Advanced. It's perfect for the mobile work that I do. And I'm going to show you how an Autopilot out-of-box experience looks like on this device. So I just got this device out of the box. I'm going to power it up, and I jump into this Ubi flow. I just have a few simple clicks, breezing right through it. I'm not going to add a second keyboard layout. I need to connect to Wi-Fi so that it can find my Autopilot policy. So now that it's connected, it's searching for the Autopilot deployment service. And it's going to find it. It gets the configuration, and it knows it's me. This is super awesome, right? So this device just came from the factory. Now it's with me. There was no corporate re-imaging required. It knows it's me, and it knows the company I work for, Contoso. This is pretty cool. So just a few more steps here. I'm going to enter my password. And with a few more minutes, I'm going to be up and ready to go. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thanks, Adrian. So next, one of the things that we did when we set up Adrian's profile was to assign some policies to keep our company's data safe and secure. So you can see here that I've configured 2 policies for this demo. We're disabling camera, and we're also disabling internet sharing. And then because some of our employees, like Adrian, have a Surface Pro with LTE Advanced, which in addition to having a physical SIM card, also has an embedded SIM built into it, I've actually added these eSIM policies. To add them again, it's a simple upload of a CSV file, and you get that CSV file from your mobile network operator, like Verizon or AT&T. And this is really, embedded SIM is really great because it saves me having to distribute physical SIM cards. It also means that employees aren't able to take that SIM card that you've given them out of a work device and put it into a personal device. So Adrian, why don't we see if those policies have come down?
Perfect. So here I am. My device is fully configured, and I'm ready to take some selfies. So I'm going to go in and search for my camera. And wait a second, I can't get to it. John's settings, in fact, did prevent me from using the camera. I'm also going to show you that internet sharing is disabled. I can't turn mobile hotspot on. Again, a successful setting. Good job, John.
Thanks.
Now with eSIM, I'm going to launch into my connectivity options, and you can see cellular integrated with Wi-Fi. I love this, the ability to see it all in one view, and the fact that Pro LTE actually switches seamlessly between LTE and Wi-Fi, so I can have connection anywhere. I'm also going to show you that the settings actually worked for eSIM. So I'm going to jump into network and internet here, jump into cellular, and show you the eSIM profile that John just set up. And here it is, and I'm ready to go.
Good stuff. So now let's talk a little bit about app configuration. I want to make sure that all of my employees have the ability to access the apps that they need right on their fingertips. So as you can see here, we've configured a number of different apps and applications that we're pushing down to different devices that we're managing here. But the one that we're going to focus on is that we've pushed down the Office desktop applications as part of our Pro Plus suite. I've also made sure that the Office applications are fully set up to work with information rights management, again, helping our users confidently share and collaborate with confidential data that they use for work. So why don't we go and see if PowerPoint came down?
All right, so I work in PowerPoint all the time. Again, brand new device here, and I'm going to start and open PowerPoint. So here I am. It knows it's me. I'm going to accept and start PowerPoint. And what I love about PowerPoint is that I can actually use restricted settings and information rights management to make sure that only the people who need access to the device can get access to the PowerPoint. This is super important to me because I deal with confidential information all the time.
Great. So now let's talk about compliance. It's super important for me to know as an IT systems administrator that all of the configuration that we've just shown actually successfully makes it to a device and that that device is being secured in the way that I want it to. So from within our Intune Management Console, you can see here that it gives me a view across my entire organization of all the devices we're managing and whether or not they're compliant. And then I want to highlight something that's pretty cool. With LTE devices, being able to monitor the cellular data consumption is really important for me to be able to manage the costs for our business. And so recently, a partner called Wandera has actually launched the world's first data management product for Windows 10. And this allows me to clearly see how much cellular data my users, like Adrian, are using, by users, by the top apps that they're using, even by geography. So it's a really, really nice way for me to stay in control and be able to manage those costs. And then just finally as well, Surface works really, really closely with Windows and of course all of the components that make up Microsoft 365 to make sure that we're actively fixing security vulnerabilities that we find. And then what we do is that we have the ability to push all of those updates, including any firmware fixes for our devices, right through Windows Update. So no more having to go to a website, download executables, and think about pushing them out. And then finally, as we think about wrapping up the life cycle step, Ali talked earlier about the need for unenrollment if an employee loses a device or maybe they leave the company. And so it's important that we can wipe that. So all I need to do is go into here for this device that Adrian's using, and you can see I've got a variety of different options I could use, but actually I can go ahead and wipe to completely wipe everything off and return it to its factory default positions. And that's great as well for if you want to take this device back from Adrian and then start the life cycle again by reallocating that to another user. So I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing this brought to life, some of the things that Ali talked about earlier. Surface with Microsoft 365 really gives you the ability to manage the entire life cycle of the device. So now I'm going to hand over to Adrian.
Awesome.
Thanks.
So I'm going to take a step back and talk about our entire portfolio. 6 years ago, we created the 2-in-1 category with the Surface Pro. And we were super inspired by the way our customers are using it and by the ecosystem of devices that developed around it. So we didn't stop there. We introduced Surface Book for our power users. With Surface Studio, we took the concept of a desktop and put it on a hinge so you can truly turn your desktop into a studio. With Surface Laptop, we covered the keyboard in fabric. We're continuously pushing the boundaries when it comes to design. And with Surface Go, most recently, we brought the thinnest and lightest surface ever to market. Let's talk about Surface Go for a second. So I love this device. It's super lightweight and thin. It's just 1.15 pound, 8.3 millimeters thin. This is compact, easily fits in bags. I just love it. The screen is a 10-inch pixel sense display. It's got 217 dpi for crisp and clear pictures. They're individually calibrated for color accuracy. We thought a lot about achieving the right balance of performance and portability. So this thing is packed with an Intel Pentium Gold 4415Y processor, and it's optimized for running multiple apps at once. And it has up to 9 hours of battery life. Later this year, we're introducing Surface Go with LTE Advanced, which is going to be amazing for people who need to use it on the go. We've seen two types of customers in particular really loving this device. The first is education, especially K through 12. Students are loving this device. And then the second would be first-line workers. First-line workers are the backbone of your organization. They're your front of house. They're in the field. They're working on the floor. It's important that these people have the right device to get them through the day. And they're loving Surface Go, and so am I. So I'm going to transition from the smallest device in our portfolio to the largest. So my favorite times at work are when I'm working in a group. Ideas are flowing, the team is jiving. It's amazing. If I were to paint a picture of great collaboration, I'd see people on their feet, actively engaged in the conversation, not in the laptops in front of them. Emphatic head nodding. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's magic. But the problem is today that those moments are bound by scheduled time in our calendars and spaces in our buildings. How many of you have been in a meeting to be interrupted by a knock on the door? It's the next meeting group trying to get into the conference room. So you're like furiously finding your phone, snapping pictures of the whiteboard. It's a mess. You've broken your momentum, right? Your team workflow has been broken. With Surface Hub 2, we want to get rid of all of that. We want to keep teams in their workflow. We have three major ambitions with Surface Hub 2. The first is to turn any space into a team workspace. So to do that, with Surface Hub 2, we're bringing you a lighter, thinner form factor that's easy to move around, especially with these amazing mobile stands by Steelcase. You really get freedom from that traditional conference room experience, and you can take collaboration on the move. We're also going to continuously push the boundaries when it comes to delivering an amazing remote meeting experience. We're going to do that by bringing you brilliant resolution, 4K plus screen, 4K cameras, and better speakers and mics. All of these features to make the remote collaboration experience not feel so remote, frankly. We're doing all of this so that teams can stay in their workflow, not break their momentum. We want to make collaboration easier. So speaking of collaboration, one of my favorite real-world examples of teamwork is our collaboration with Workspace Expert Steelcase. We work with them to bring our vision for mobile collaboration to life. And together we designed this stand, our mobile stand for Surface Hub 2. We're super proud of it. And with that example in mind, I want to demo for you what the future of collaboration is going to look like on Surface Hub 2. And to do that, I'm going to bring my friend Dave up to stage. Hey, Dave.
Thanks, Adrian. So like you mentioned, we have a fantastic collaboration with Steelcase on the mobile stand. The challenge is there's over 2,000 miles between Redmond and Grand Rapids. Online meetings have been a thing for a long time, but we all know what it's like to be remote in one of those meetings. It's difficult to get your voice heard. It's difficult to be seen. You just don't feel like you have an equal voice with the people who are on the other end. So we need to have great tools that allow us to be able to collaborate just like we're in a room together with that same level of power and efficiency. So let me show you how that's going to work on Surface Hub 2. So we were talking about the product day presentation that I've got, and it's a really stressful thing. It's got executives in it, and we need to talk about the details of the design of the beautiful mobile stand. So we need to talk to my colleague Oyen from Steelcase. So let's go ahead and do the Surface Hub signature dynamic rotation. And then we'll be able to, with Microsoft Teams and one touch, be able to join a conversation with Oyen. Hey, Oyen, how you doing? And you can see that he looks great. You know, in this portrait orientation, it's full screen. It's like I'm talking to him. He's right there with me, taking advantage of that 4K plus screen resolution, that 3:2 aspect ratio. It's pretty spectacular. But you know what? We need to start and go to the whiteboard.
Right.
So let's do that.
So I've already enrolled in this device. So to sign in and access my OneDrive documents, I'm just going to use my finger, log in, and my recent documents are going to pop up. It's so easy to access. Right now I'm going to launch the whiteboard because we've been working on this whiteboard for a couple weeks now. What I love about the new whiteboard is you can actually maintain and rehydrate previous whiteboards. So we can jump right back in.
Sweet. So what's the team thinking? What's the best design?
Yeah, so at this point, I'm really loving this one. I think it's going to totally blend in with the furniture. It's approachable, easy to walk up and collaborate around. I think we go with this one.
Cool. It looks like Oyen agrees.
Yep.
Can I get that image?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So let me just snap this over to the side here. Easy. And why don't you log in?
OK. So I'll just go ahead and also use my fingerprint and log in simply with one touch on the fingerprint sensor. And of course, I've been at my desk working on the PowerPoint presentation, very stressed out. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that. And that was the most recent item in my recent file picker. And it's going to load up here for me on the Surface Hub 2. And I've stubbed out slide number 3 here as the thing that I want to use. And I just need to complete it. I just need that image. So I'm going to go ahead and snap this over here.
Let me go over to that for you.
Awesome. OK, so I'm just going to grab this image right here. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to jump back over here to my PowerPoint slide and be able to paste that back in. And I can just kind of slide that in place. Looks like I'm done. I'm ready for that presentation.
That's awesome. So what you've just seen is that both Dave and I have logged into the same device. This would have never been possible before. You can see both of our profiles. This is my file. This is his. And we've been able to collaborate between the two documents. This would have taken so many steps before and wasted so much time. Now we can do it so easily.
Sweet. Thanks for your help.
Thanks, Dave. So guys, we really hope you've enjoyed seeing the future of collaboration come to life. We're really excited about what Surface Hub is going to do for our customers and how you all are going to use it. So with that, I'd like to bring Ali back to stage to close us out.
Thanks, Adrienne. It's really amazing to see these features come to life, and we are so excited about Surface Hub 2, and we hope that you are too. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how we're planning on rolling these out. Forgive the pun. I will start by taking a quick look back. So we started on this journey to empower teams with Microsoft Surface Hub, and we've been so pleased by the reaction that we've had on this product. We sold Surface Hub to more than 5,000 customers in 25 markets. Over 50% of Fortune 500 companies have bought into our vision. And with Surface Hub, we've enabled some great experiences like one-touch meeting join, best-in-class large-screen inking, and the ability to run Office and third-party apps natively on the device. As we ramp up for Surface Hub 2, we've been listening carefully to our customers, to our Surface Hub customers. They tell us that they love the Surface Hub experience. They tell us that they want it in a lighter, more mobile form factor with enhanced VTC tools like enhanced screens, cameras, mics, speakers. And they tell us that they want it in a way that they can deploy today at scale. So we've decided to take a phased approach with Surface Hub 2. The first phase of our journey will be Surface Hub 2S. This product is coming in the second quarter of 2019. Hub 2S will deliver the Surface Hub experience that our customers know and love in a lighter and slimmer form factor with the enhanced VTC tools that we've talked about. An amazing screen, better mics, speakers, cameras. And we're super excited about taking the Surface Hub experience into a mobile form factor while continuing to deliver both on-prem and hybrid experiences, enabling our customers to bridge their journey to the cloud. Now, more advanced features like tiling, dynamic rotation, and multi-user login will be introduced in the next phase of our journey, which is Surface Hub 2X. Surface Hub 2X will be available in 2020. It will bring these never before seen features like multi-user login with fingerprint that you've just seen. It will be able to cover a whole side of a room with different tiling configurations. It will rotate to adapt to the way you work. And it will introduce a series of modern management tools via the cloud. Now, 2S will be fully upgradable to 2X. So you'll be able to make the most out of your hardware investments and update over time. We remain fully committed to the Surface Hub 2 vision, and we're happy to provide our customers with an experience in the near term that can be updated over time. So how is this possible? So this is possible with our design around a removable processor cartridge. We have an easily accessible hardware chassis in the back of the device, and this processor cartridge can be removed, upgraded, and serviced over time. This is what will enable our customers to make the switch from 2S to 2X in an easy way, and our customers will be able to update to the Microsoft 365 powered Surface 2X in 2020. I love this piece of thoughtful engineering that provides a future-proofed solution, and I can't wait to share more on it in the coming months. So this is our Surface Hub 2 family. We have Hub 2S coming in Q2 2019. We can't wait to start deploying this in our customers' environments. It's the hub experience that they know and love, now available in an amazing form factor that is easy to move around with enhanced remote meeting tools. And we're already hearing a ton of positive feedback from our customers here this week on 2S coming soon. We then look forward to helping our customers make the journey to the cloud and enable Hub 2X experiences like tiling, like dynamic rotation, like multi-user that are going to be amazing. It is an exciting road ahead for us with Surface Hub 2, and we can't wait for you to be a part of it. So we see a bright future for Surface Hub, and all of our Surface devices in the modern workplace. We hope that you do too, and we hope that you've enjoyed our presentation. Thank you.